Hi everyone. Today, we are going to present our group assignment with title An Analysis of Internal and External Factors Affecting Farm Product Industry's Profitability in United States. Before start our presentation, I would like to introduce my team members.
My name is Chong Leon. I am going to present the part for introduction in this research paper. In this research paper, we are going to discuss about the farm product industry in United States. Farm products are crops and livestock raised on farms. Farm product companies are those that manufacture, market, and distribute goods and supplies to consumers as well as other parts of the agriculture industry. According to United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, owing to prevent from mass starvation, a prediction of 70% increment in the global food production is made so as to fulfill the food demand in the worldwide. Due to the prediction on the world population will be rocketed up to 9 billion people in the coming 40 years. According to Center for Agricultural and Rural Development, food demand measured by population growth almost 2 times from 1966 comparing to recent years. The food demand measured by population growth is expected to raise another 39% by 2050. Other than that, the nutrition and quality of the land or soil used in farm production is decreasing over years, which can highly affect the quality and quantity in production in the future. This factor indicated that the supply chain in farm products is vital in avoiding massive famine in the future. Therefore, it is very important for the firms to keep monitoring on their profitability ratio for the purpose of ensuring the sustainability of their businesses. In this report, 5 large companies are chosen randomly from the industry of farm product in United States. The ratios that are indicating the profitability of the companies were derived from their respective annual reports for 5 years starting from 2015 to 2019. There are 3 objectives in this research paper. They are to study the relationship between the internal factors and return on assets. Second, to determine the relationship between external factors and return on assets. Third, to investigate the relationship between internal factors and external factors towards return on assets.
Now let's talk about the literature review. This study is about the profitability of the farm industry sector. Profitability can be defined as the ability of a company to utilize its investment to gain a return from it. The study had used ROA to represent profitability. It is also the dependent variable of the study. Basically, what return of assets does is that it measures how efficient a company utilizes its assets to generate return. According to a study by Mohamed Tailab back in 2014, he studied the effect of capital structure on financial performance. In his study, he also utilized ROA as a proxy for financial performance. In short, ROA is the ratio of net income to total assets of a company. For internal factors, our study includes current ratio, which represents liquidity risk. It is the ability of the firm to settle or pay off its short-term debts, generally those within 1 year. For credit risk, we use average collection period and debt to income. Average collection period is the efficiency of a company in managing to collect their accounts receivables in time. And debt to income ratio tells us how well a company controls its debt and utilizes its income. We also have operation ratio, which represents operational risk. It shows the efficiency which a company is able to manage and continuing in generating sales while keeping their costs low. The external factors included in our study is GDP, gross domestic products, inflation, unemployment rate, exchange rate, interest rate, and corporate governance index.
This study will focus on the 5 United States companies involved in the farm products industry. The 5 selected companies are Bunge Limited, Fresh Down Multi-Produce Incorporated, Clover Growers Incorporated, Alicook Incorporated, and Arch Daniel Midland. The internal factors data is collected based on the company's 5 years of annual report from 2015 to 2019, while the external factors data is obtained from IMF and World Bank. The independent variables will be divided into 3 models, which are Model 1, Model 2, and Model 3. The main procedure applied in this study is the ordinary least square regression by using multiple linear regression analysis and Pearson correlation analysis. For Model 1, the internal factors include current ratio, average collection period, debt to income, operational ratio, and corporate governance index, whereas the external factors included in Model 2 are market risk, GDP, inflation rate, interest rate, unemployment rate, and exchange rate. Model 3 is the combination of internal and external factors.
Alright, now we are going to look for descriptive statistics of data analysis. Based on the internal factors table, we can find out current ratio is higher than 1, indicating that all farm product industries are able to pay their short-term liabilities. However, debt to income ratio has the highest standard deviation value, which are advised for further improvements. Next, according to external factors table, unemployment rate and interest rate has the highest gap between mean and standard deviation, meaning that they have the highest volatility among the other variables. After combining internal and external factors, debt to income still has the highest standard deviation value, representing that it is required further attention and investigation to further improvements.
Based on the table above, the current ratio has the highest correlation value compared to others, but the correlation coefficient is less than 0.5, which is negative 0.385. By looking at the significant level, the current ratio has fulfilled the requirement of p-value less than 0.05. This means that the current ratio has a negative impact on the ROA. The Pearson coefficient value of the unemployment rate is 0.198, but the significant level of unemployment rate is more than 0.05. This implies that the unemployment rate is not significant to ROA.
For the ALOVA analysis, we have three models. For the first model, the p-value is 0.013, which is significant lower than 0.05. This indicates the predictors have significant influence on ROA. For the Model 2, the p-value is 0.075, which is significantly lower than 0.1. This means that the regression model has a constant variance, which is the regression model can significantly predict the outcome variables. For the Model 3, the p-value is 0.057, which is significantly lower than 0.1, which means has the same influence with Model 2.
From our model summary, we can see that Model 3 possesses the highest adjusted R-square, which is 0.385, which means that the model has the strongest effect on ROA, while Model 2 possesses the lowest adjusted R-square, which is negative 0.092.
Now we are going to discuss about the coefficients of data analysis. P-value is commonly used in describing the level of significance with value between 0 to 1. A p-value that is less than or equal to 0.05 is statistically significant, while more than 0.05 is statistically not significant. In internal factors model, all internal factors are not significant to return on assets, except for current ratio, which is very significant to return on assets. In external factors model, all p-values are more than 0.05. Therefore, all external factors have no influences on return on assets. In internal and external factors model, all factors are not significant to return on assets, except for CG index. For these three models, no regression model is generated because almost all factors are not significant to return on assets.
For the conclusion in Chapter 4 of the report, compared with other factors, the current ratio has the highest value, but the current ratio still shows a weak collective relationship with ROA. Its value is negative 0.385. This shows that the current ratio is large and has a negative impact on ROA. A negative relationship means that when the current ratio increases, ROA will decrease. In addition, according to Chapter 4, among the internal factors based on the coefficient table, it is concluded that GDP, inflation rate, interest rate, unemployment rate, and market risk are not of great significance in this model. In other words, none of the internal factors will affect the ROA.
Regarding our recommendations, from the study, we found out that the current ratio, which represents liquidity risk, and corporate governance index have the most influence on ROA in the farm products industry. Hence, for liquidity risk, we recommend to settle off current liabilities as soon as possible and sell off unproductive assets. Early payments to the firm's creditors can help the firm save up unnecessary interest costs or even earn a discount from the creditor as a reward of early repayments. The cash obtained from selling unproductive assets can also be utilized more efficiently, such as paying off the current debts and liabilities. For corporate governance, we suggest appointing more competent and proficient board members, prioritize more on risk management, and have more frequent board performance evaluation.
That's all from us. Thank you.